Welcome back to Switzerland, Deep Forest Raceway, race 2, so round number 12 of the season and round 6 of the World Super Touring Championship. And after a fairly entertaining race 1, we get to see Suarez on the front row again, having pole in race 1 and what can only be described as a major bottle. Will we see lightning strike twice for the Mexican in the Scirocco? Adrian Michael Rees, as per usual, alongside Christian Shepherd. How did we feel about race 1?
Well, very positive. Hope it retains itself in race 2.
Speaking
Hope
of
Suarez
which,
does better.
yeah, and as BMW should now do better in the top 10. Palou on pole after P10. There goes Webber down the inside already, and there falls Suarez already down to 4th. But Palou, not afraid of the rear-wheel drive starters already. You'd think he'd have lost the lead, but by the looks of it, unlike Suarez is in 7th. What a tremendous start for Palou in comparison, fending off the better starters there. Suarez back up to 6th though, Schneider in 4th, there's Kamish. We're back with Suarez as the train and the chain goes through the infield on the first lap. Headlights ablaze, late afternoon, bit of overcast, the rain potentially on the cards. We're still going to keep an eye on that, but at the moment everyone is running slicks, so I think they will be running slicks for the entirety as well. That was probably the best start I've seen from Palou.
Kamish is up to 5th.
Kamish is definitely up to 5th, we saw that earlier. But a bit of a gap forming. He's been a bit of a cork, shall we say, with Suarez in 6th. There's Dumas up to 8th. There's Whitman on the inside of Webber.
Just trying to squeeze the Alpha by. Look at these two BMWs imposing themselves.
Yeah, we've been missing that all season.
Oh, Dumas up to 9th place.
Yeah, he was 8th before that hairpin earlier. Thompson's got the position back again. Fisichella down to 11th. Gasho down to 10th. Thompson down to, well, obviously down to 8th because of the reverse grid, but fairly stagnant from him compared to everybody else. Wittmann, Webber, Schneider, Ayala on Suarez.
Suarez gave him a little too much room there, in a way there.
With such a tremendous start Volkswagen had to the season, both Suarez and Wirtz could have been better represented with a setup for this race, or a better setup from race 1, perhaps.
Right,
maybe that's where the table has turned compared to the likes of BMW. And Schneider is threatening a 2nd and 3rd for BMW. It's about time we saw them at the top of the field as close as that. And Ford to a degree as well. Maybe Renault be doing well all season, it's just they haven't got anything more positive than one singular win for Ayala.
Foggy at the moment as well.
Yeah, that was the threat of rain. Maybe it has turned into fog instead. But here's Ayala down the inside of Suarez. Are the brakes good? No, Suarez has defended that well. Dumas back down to 10th after a very positive start, but then trying to almost nudge Gasho into another country there. Biffle in 12th. There's Fisichella. Having won race 1.
Both Alpha. The winner's curse, doesn't it, when they get reverse grid? They never seem to do as well as you would like for race 2.
Yeah, well, he's getting that back now down the inside of Dumas. If a little bit generous there.
Yeah, slight shuffle.
Always the same for deliberate full top 10 reverse grid there. And
it does seem to be that, like, much like in Italy, the Alphas really do hate traffic at this moment in time.
They do well when they're at the front, but they seem to wince when in competition with everybody else. remind you of any other Italian brand, perhaps? As we see the BMWs now line astern behind the Ford, Wittmann giving up the battle of the German ladies to Sophia Schneider.
Not supposing you were going to let us in on what the other Italian team does that?
Well, for starters, they don't have a touring car, and if they did, it probably wouldn't be that good, would it? That's why they get Alfa to do it instead. That's why they get Alfa to do the touring cars. That's why they get the Lancia to do the rallying. And the less said about the Mondial, the better. Anyway, Webber, second place.
You're not planning on owning a Ferrari anytime soon there?
Not with that comment, not with that comment, no.
Oh, Pallot's going to be sweating a little bit here.
There's Schneider down the inside as well.
Double vision.
Is that for the lead? I think it is.
Third.
Well done, Pallot, for holding off for so long. But there's Schneider with one incredible move from third into the lead on lap 4. It's not like we've seen it. It's not like we haven't seen something like that before. But for a championship like this, hats off to the organisers. Hats off for BMW for finally answering the question we've asked them for so many rounds this season.
I hope that question wasn't, can we make Pelosi double vision before turn 1? That's got to be quite.
That's an unfortunate byproduct.
Buys in 2, yeah? Are you sure that you're not making these up on the fly?
Not even on the flight product. Aiello, onboards, Camish in front of him. We're getting some epic onboard shots when we are heading into tunnels. Thanks to the Wi-Fi around the circuit. Part of the whole renovation was trying to get a better onboard.
Aiello just seems to forget a gear there, just did not want to go. Also, just to point out for sort of race 1, in terms of the tyre wear, seemingly the reason why they will back off, or at least not take the slipstream, is to actually save their front tyres for when they do want to attack.
And they're going to have to, because we're reaching the halfway point, and then of course that's where the slump of the tyre will begin.
You mean
the back of this main...
We're only on lap 5.
Yes. We did catch a glimpse of a Toyota at the back of this entire train. It's E-Day. And that's Verts the championship. Well, the championship lead obviously changed during this race.
It's E-Day.
It's definitely E-Day.
Well, no, I was just going to say that seems a lot lesser than it's Tarquini.
Yeah, it's not as memorable, unfortunately. So whilst I look and pour over some championship points there's Fisichella, stuck in 11th still.
Whitman on the inside of Webber, is that going to stick? Oh, you need to give room that was a very rough move. It did not work out for Whitman. Is that Camish? Yeah, Camish, sorry. I was going to say, is that Camish up to 5th? But no, he was always
Camish still in 5th. Aiello up to 6th. Suarez down to 7th. And then Suarez almost down to 8th as well, because Thompson's all over the back of him as well.
Have I cursed Camish for his position there? At least not now.
And an unexpected glimpse of sunshine in race 2. And there's Butcher on the inside of Nielsen as we see the back of the pack a bit closer than it was at this point in race 1. Kobayashi still in last after that boost pressure issue. We found it out afterwards. He was so far back because the car was just down on power, and you need it for all those straights, let alone some of the faster turns here. It's just unfortunate that happened to the privateer, Samir Honda. Rydell ahead of him, having such a good run in race 1.
Yeah, Schneider with the fastest start. Now, Webber's
Schneider now leads. Ahead of Palou.
fantastic.
Still doing well as a rookie. Top of the form, top of the field, despite not being in the lead right now. Wittmann trying to put Webber off. Yeah, too late now, obviously. Kamish still 5th, AL 6th. Since the redevelopment work, this part of the track has become very spectacular to watch. Look how quick they're going through over Menu Mound. Another lap completed.
Well, that's been saved. Well, this particular Ford has been seemingly saved by its top end speed.
And dare I say, the rookie talent behind the wheel. Kamish doing quite well in 5th. But the questions are going to be asked of Kamish once again. Why weren't you there instead, or why weren't you ahead of this lot?
Well, he didn't start on pole. I mean, that
Enough
would
said.
be that. He did finish ahead of Palou for race 2. Let's say race 1 out qualified him. I dare say that Kamish has got a bit of pace. It's probably just knocking of confidence though.
Fisichella now up to 9th. Nope, that's 10th. He was having a battle with Duma. I forgot that the gas show was there for a moment. Thompson still in 8th. Vert still clinging on to some points there. We shall discuss the table at the end of the race. But the way it's looking, it looks like Wittmann in the Alpha is actually going to...
Looks like it's a made move there by Aiello.
Therefore, Kamish now back to 6th. They are beginning to spread out again. But is this just the poker face before the tyres start to fade out? Who's got what left?
Well, I don't know. Late one's brakes, but it seems to be doing itself any favours. Fisichella just can't seem to shake off Dumas and can't pull himself up to the car ahead.
It's been a good run for the privateer BMW driver. And still very good, despite him not having to show up the BMW factory effort this time around, who are just paying off for perhaps some hard work. It was a late move, but it looks like he's been wise to that. Best try again later.
It's possibly to scare Palou. They know very well that he's a rookie, especially with the unfortunate marking on the rear there.
X marks the spot.
Seems to be. Might even paint a target on him.
And is Webber going to hit it once again? Aiello starting to close in on the Wittmann Alpha.
Well. Indeed.
And we're halfway there. On board with Thompson in 8th. Gasher behind in 9th. In front, now traditional Suarez. Not falling back as much as we anticipated.
Yeah, he certainly managed to stabilise the car in terms of it. I can't help but think that there has to be some level of no further development for that car, because they were, as you mentioned, very quick at the start and are slowly falling back. My theory on the BMWs does seem to be washing out a little bit now that they're suddenly towards the front after so many rounds.
We shall have to see if the BMWs still manage to maintain the numbers 3 and 4 on these cars for the next season. They will change based on constructor effort, which is why championship leader has got the number 1 on the Golf, and where you see the Renaults sort of straddling the number 13 with both 12 and 14 on the cars respectively as well. That'll change by the end of the season. Here's number 12, Ayalo.
A train going on behind Camish now, unfortunately.
There goes Butcher with the gap on Swinnerton. No sympathy given there.
Yeah, he might not take too kindly to that into turn 1.
Every day he's shuffling.
Not quite the Swinny shuffle this time, but he is not going to take happily to be moved aside slightly there for the hairpin.
Yeah. That's some grip going missing there. Yeah. Fortunately, still in the points.
I do wonder if it's going to slip from Verta's grasp at the moment. This championship being in the lead.
Yeah, the way it's looking, it looks like Wittmann's going to take the lead of the championship. If all stays as it is. We'll bring that to you at the end of the race.
Dumas is past Physical as well as onto the back of Gasho.
He was trying not to lose 10th, and there at the end of it, he's trying to get 9th off that McGann of Gasho in front of him as we go on board. All over the mirrors is an Alpha.
Expecting an Alpha to make a move. Certainly looks so. Trying to go around the outside, not working out there.
Swinnerton gets the position back off of Butcher.
Very cleanly this time.
Sorry, Edie. That's still Edie. Butcher's a bit further back.
Yeah, Butcher really struggling with the group of privateers there.
Schneider now leading. Wittmann's back up to 3rd. Webber 4th. I think we're going to have to be a bit quiet about BMW criticism. I think even if he slipped back to 4th, that is still very good, all things considered.
So just looking through here at the moment, looks like Camish has been able to sort of hold on to his... and is that... I think he's on to 12th now.
Yeah, Wirtz has gained a position. Another block of charcoal we didn't pay attention to much, notwithstanding the charcoal void, as we coined it at Blue Moon Bay, is now trying to hound Biffle into a mistake, but Wirtz is getting another championship point. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference to his lead, or the loss of the lead rather. Dumas still 10th.
Gasho made a mistake there.
That's going to mean...
Oh, Dumas is
all over him. There we go.
Done, Dumas.
Clean as a whistle.
High flying independent right now, Dumas right now. It's usually, well, let's be honest, it's usually Swin or one of the Fords.
Yeah, because he was the best of the privateers so far in the points.
Back up. Dumas did not want to defend for whatever reason into turn 1. Does he need to?
But going for that particular points angle, it's still going to be Swinnerton ahead of all the other privateers. But if I look carefully, I think that puts him behind all of the actual factory efforts as well.
Little bump and rub there from Swin. Looks like it was into Biffle, past Biffle now.
That position is very much confirmed. Fisichella.
Turn of pace all of a sudden for Swin. Suddenly
what a battle we got here. Hello, there's Wirtz moving that as well.
Oh, somebody seems a little annoyed. It's possibly been that far back in race 1. Another bump into the back of Wirtz as well.
2 lumps of different charcoal together, put them together, hope it doesn't summon a void as big as the void that is the charcoal void. I've said void too many times, let's move on.
Then he summoned some speed is what he's done at the moment. Dropped both of the Toyotas and now one of the Fords, chasing down Verts. Not quite up to top speed this car, but
Yep.
we've known that all season.
That Mazda weight.
That Mazda weight, is that what we're supposed to not say to the women?
That's Mazda price.
Oh dear. We're moving away from some very
Moving away.
Suarez still holding on to 7th place. Dumas is now past Thompson. Absolutely high-flying BMW.
Spectacular run. Gasho. Will that be a gap for Gasho into turn 1? Yes, it is. Will that be a gap for Fisichella as well? Oh, let's see.
So.
Exit at turn 1.
So. Oh yes, that's
going to be a battle.
Good. Oh, he chops his nose a little. Oh no, he actually gives him room. Never mind. I stand corrected.
Off the grass.
Oh, that's not done him any favours though.
Very gentlemanly among the pair of them.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate that Thompson's had to fall through the back. Swin now 12th.
Swin just drives around an unsuspecting Verts, it seems. Verts did not defend that whatsoever. Now we're going to see a bit of a bump into Fisichella now.
On board, Swinnerton.
Swinnerton managing to hit every car but the safety car, as it turns out. Yeah, nothing doing for now. Whitman a bit far behind, well not too far behind I should say, sort of going for a move that really wasn't on.
The battle of the German leaders is back on, with them being 1st and 2nd. Webber now falling back to 5th, as Aiello now has 4th. Kamish, Suarez and Duma having another epic battle. We're spoiled for choice now, and I think our race director is also undecided on what to watch as well. Especially as we missed out on Schneider taking the lead at some point, or Wittmann getting 2nd. Not that we can blame him. 3 to go.
Thompson trying to make it 3 wide, very nearly did. Is Dumas going to go around the outside again, or hold his position around the outside? He does indeed.
Held. The
Absolutely
acceleration
held.
at least is held. And whilst all this happening, Suarez is probably counting his blessings. He hasn't fallen even further back. Biffle now ahead of Swinnerton.
What happened to Swinnerton?
Seems to be going about the positions up and down like a fiddler's elbow.
Well, certainly like a yo-yo. I can't help but think that really is a Swinny shuffle at this point in time. As Thompson is now under attack by Fisichella, who's up to 10th now.
Maybe that is the Swinny shuffle we all know and love. Back up to 12th he goes.
It's like the town bicycle, he wants all the positions.
Careful.
Here comes Verts.
Verts with the power, but it surely has the handling to get rid of it. Go round the outside, go for it. Oh, never mind.
Oh, that's
that
a
block.
bit naughty.
Yeah,
that's
that absolutely
very naughty.
That block of butter compared to the.
Hold me Michael Jackson, because I just chopped off his nose.
With 2 to go. 2
Oh, you
to
don't
go.
like that one? Oh,
Can we
I'm
behave
very
ourselves,
sorry.
please?
Oh, we're up.
2 to go. Schneider. We are. Schneider and Wittmann still in the
Do you need to
lead.
breathe? Webber's down to 5th.
I can't. We've still got racing to go. We're going to have to hold our breath right up until we complete the race, with battles aplenty still going on, and even battles for last. I mean, there was such a spread at the end of the race last time around. There's not enough battling going on there. But
It's
Webber,
probably going to be spread after the race, to be fair. I'm off for a bit of eating. What about you? As we say, we're having fun here in the commentary box.
Duma up to 7th, mind you.
Yeah,
That's not even in the mirrors of Webber or Suarez. Suarez is actually
Look at this
now.
Suarez! Oh no!
Dumas kept his tyres right up until the end. Swinnerton threatening a top 10 position. He's obviously in the points, but once more,
I would say Dumas keeping his tyres. I can't imagine that he does, considering the privateers.
still got 7th place. Suarez starting to get worried now that any sort of privateer doing as well as Dumas is right now, as well as Suarez did for the Honda rookie season he had, starting to perhaps regret, or Volkswagen starting to regret their decision of hiring a sophomore.
I don't think they do. Yeah, considering, again, look where Wirtz is compared to Suarez. Suarez at the
Oh,
very
is that
least is in
Aiello
the
ahead
top
of
10.
Palou?
He is indeed. Aiello, third place.
And this is the last lap. Of all that action in the last couple of laps, we've got to the end of this one with
Dumas has passed Suarez.
Dumas is past Suarez, as was slightly predicted given the last couple of laps. Fisichella up to 10th. Sweeney Shuffle still in effect. He's back to 13th. But enough of a gap ahead. I mean, we're still going to focus on this battle right up until we need to focus on Schneider and Wittmann heading through the hairpin right now as we speak. Race director holding on for as long as possible, but the train is still very much a train, and Germany's finest have finally come out of the doldrums with another win for Sophia Schneider. There was one early on, but we thought that was a bit of flash in the pan, as has Webber's run. Second win for Sophia Schneider in the season. There's Dumas with an epic surge, late race surge, if ever there was one. Swin to the 13th. The two Toyotas backline are still in 15th and 16th. Can't say the same punchline twice, but that was still funny. And there's the battle for last. Kobayashi crosses the line. So with race 2, an epic race 2 in the bag, stick around a moment because I'm going to be looking at the current standings, having put some pen to paper, try to calculate it by throwing some eggs on the wall and saying, hey presto. We've got Sabine Wittmann leading the championship now by a questionably whopping 15 points from Nico Wirtz. In fact, they're tied for position, Nico Wirtz and Jean Aiello, and that's only separated by Wirtz having one race win first, basically. That is how that would work out, unless the race director is going to correct me on that. So there's going to be some excitement going into the next round then, where BMW are finally starting to make progress, as have Alpha already. What did we reckon to race 2 there, Christian?
Definitely one of the more fun ones, rather admittedly, and well, hopefully for the next round we'll even see more exciting racing.
That's it. A fun race for all. A fun race 1 as well. And despite the gap at the end, you don't always want it to be, position changes every single lap for the lead. But that's what we got as we came back to Deep Forest Raceway after a prolonged absence. And it still looks good despite all the work being done to it. Obviously, you can't knock that mountain down. Good racing, everyone.